G'day, I'm Joel from Cloudstep. Today I'm going to talk to you about the analysis tools. So the analysis tools are really useful for refining your cloud migration cost model. The tools can be used to compare scenarios and sanity check your model to make sure that you've entered the right figures. When we're producing a cloud migration cost model, the initial stage is all about getting that on-premise scenario done right first. And the reason for that is it's really hard to forecast for potential cost savings without first knowing the baseline. So you need to make an accurate representation of IT spending today versus potential IT spending post-migration. So today I'm going to walk you through some of the tools we use to refine a cloud migration cost model.
The first tool I'm going to take you through is the cash flow model. To get there, click Analyze, then Cash Flow Model. Once you've entered in information about your IT spend, you should sanity check that against your actual budgets. So this tool gives you a view of your cash flow across 5 years. In the chart, we've got red representing capital spend and green representing operational spend. Below the chart, you can find the table where you can drill down on that data. In the table, we have visual indicators for costs that have fluctuated dramatically. So we can see here some red costs indicating that it's an increased spend from the previous year. Now, switching migration scenarios will help you identify differences in spend across different years. So here we can see the Azure migration scenario and how it differs from an on-premise migration. Now the next one I want to show you is the cost profile tool. To get there, again, click Analyze, this time go down to Cost Profile. Now the cost profile tool is really useful for drilling down into all of your operational costs that you've applied to your model. You can explore how costs vary across financial years. The costs are grouped logically into areas of spend like facility or cloud infrastructure. The common trend that we see here is when looking at a migration scenario, you'll see an increase in cloud infrastructure and a decrease in on-premise costs like facility and some managed services spend. Now where it really shines is when you start flipping between migration scenarios. Now it's important to understand that we are only focusing on operational expenditure in this tool. So the next useful tool that I want to show you is the financial overview. To get there, Analyze, and then Financial Overview. The financial overview is a comparison of operational costs between scenarios for each financial year. You'll see visual indicators for each migration scenario with their variance against your baseline or your on-premise scenario. So in this example, we can see the cumulative costs for running the environment on-premise with giving it a refresh versus the cost of doing an Azure migration. We can see that for the first 3 years, we're actually spending more money, but then on our 4th year, we've got a savings of about 30%. So underneath that, you'll find a visual representation of the total costs broken down by category. The final one that I want to show you is the scenario comparison tool. It's under Analyze, Scenario Comparison. Now this tool gives you a visual overview of your cash flow between all scenarios. Really useful for a quick glance to see the total CapEx and OpEx costs, which you can see here on the left, but you can also see the trend lines of when the spend's actually happening throughout the periods.
And that wraps up the analysis tools. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.